Hi everyone, this is Anam Topic. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Walls. Today we're at House of Zoki. House of Zoki is a beautiful, fun, very playful 3 BHK residence that we hand over. We recently completed in Malad in Mumbai. Inspired and designed for the P9 residents of this home, Zoe at Kiwi. House of Zoki is actually a blend of a lot of fun, playful details and characters that flow through the entire house seamlessly. Every room in this house has a character of its own, but it still blends really well with the rest of the house through its colors or patterns or the fun details. So let me take you through every space and let me tell you all the stories behind it. So as soon as you enter the space, this is the first thing that you see. This is basically like a shoe rack which has a visual partition over it. So we've created this entire statement piece right at the entry. So when you enter, it's like a nice glowy welcome that you get. These are PVD coated MS rods that we have here, which also have these little fun walls on it. So there are like 3 different colors that replicate the colors of the house, of the living room, and then 2 of these balls actually light up. As soon as you move further into the space, the entire long wall on the right hand side is your main dining wall. So here what we done is we refurbished their existing dining table to like a matte black. So it used to be like an old wooden dining table that we repurposed in this entire space. On this wall, we created a little mandir space on the right hand side, and the rest of the space is basically like a panel with different details going on it. So there's a wavy detail on top, then there are some flutes, and there are some ball beads going on here, and there is a set of these rust painted container kind of frames happening on the wall that sort of add a little charm and connect to the color palette of the living room. So the mandir basically is a continuation of the same wall. So as you enter, you have this entire fluted panel that also flows on the mandir. We have a counter here, and we've created an indirect strip light that directly highlights the zone. So the clients basically wanted a very minimal looking nook for the mandir. So the bar is also neatly supported in these 4 wooden pillars. So basically, as you can see, it has a lot of these smaller characters and smaller elements, but it still creates like a feature wall as soon as you enter the space. It reflects really well in the mirrors. It adds a lot of drama to the overall vibe of the living room. Well, the green of the bar also sort of overflows into the monotone kitchen that we've created. So in the kitchen, we've also tried to keep the same shades of green. So if you see, this is like the first thing that you see when you enter the kitchen. So it's basically all shades of green. The counter is a certain shade, the cabinets are a certain shade, the overhead is a certain shade, and then there are these waves on the top, and then there is another set of these rays happening on the open shelves. So we wanted to basically keep the shelf like an inviting factor and make the kitchen a lot more interesting. So we added this little cat frame here to it. A lot of these elements that blend well with the shades of green that we've used. Another fun thing that we've done in this space is actually get a white matka and create these green stripes over it. So again, has that bond with the other shades of green in the space, and everything sort of is a part of the same palette. We've also gone a little too crazy with the green in the kitchen, as we've also vinyl wrapped the entire fridge in a singed green shade. So this was an originally silver looking fridge which we've nicely wrapped in like a vinyl. So the kitchen in this space is like all green everything. Another interesting element of the living room and also the first room of the house is the study room. So the study room is basically divided from the living room through this entire wall of glass blocks. So again, here we wanted to create some kind of an abstract wall detail. So we randomly place these star blocks, and then the rest of the wall has these clear blocks happening. So it connects the study room also as a part of the living room, but it still gives it its own boundaries. Let's step inside. So this room has to be one of my favorite rooms in the entire house because we went really crazy with the monotones here. We used a maroon for the sofa, for the walls, and the same maroon for the curtains also. So we used the same fabric actually for the sofa and the curtains. So this room had a very specific brief. So since my client is a life coach, she wanted her office space to be a nice safe zone and where her clients could feel comfortable and also have the space to think and have deep conversations. So we've really played along with one single color that goes throughout the entire space, and we've also connected that color with the black. So as you can see on the ceiling, we've used this black floral wallpaper throughout, and it reflects really well with this side mirror also. And the opposite side of this is where the entire office space is, with a study table, a PC, the TV, the works. And this entire bit on the top is for your extra storage. We've painted the door also in the same shade, and we've also painted the AC in the same color. So this room is again like a complete monotone with one shade of maroon sort of traveling through it all. Another fun detail that I want to talk about in this room is basically this glass block table. So we've tried to create this with the leftover blocks from this glass block wall. So it looks really great in this corner with the mirror and completes the room really well. Second room of the house is the bench. So here we wanted to keep the color palette a little mature and the colors a little subtle and muted, but we still didn't want to disconnect it from the fun in the rest of the space. So what we've really done is we created a muted palette, but we still have pops of red and maroon through the curtains, through the piping on the headboard. We have this nice maroon pipe that sort of connects the TV block here, and we have this very interesting wall in the front which deals with these organic niches which have a light here on one side. There's a clock in one side, and there's also this study table that sort of can be pulled up and can be pulled down as per the requirement. On the other side of the TV is this cat climbing tree. So on the main bed back wall, what we've done is we've tried to create a symmetry with these arches on both sides. This has a wooden border and a little cane detail in the center. To add fun to this elevation, we've added these dragonfly knobs which are placed at different heights. So it just gives that little, which just makes it more like organic and fun. On the main wall behind the bed, these are basically curves that have these pattis connecting them together, and these balls just have their own playful synergy that's going on right behind. So it creates like a nice warm zone, but it's still like playful and fun, so it stays connected with the other areas of the house. So one of the arches is actually a door to the bathroom, which is neatly camouflaged in this entire bed panel. So as you open this door, you get greeted by a lovely wall behind the bath. So this bathroom is actually divided in a few textures and patterns. So we used one of these tiles as the main overall connecting tile, which is like this brick effect in a beige color. There are these mosaic looking floral tiles that we've used for the main bath area, and we have another set of mosaic looking tiles for the floor, and then we have a rust colored band with these waves that sort of ties the entire bathroom together like a ribbon. Another very interesting detail in this bathroom is cat litter box that we've created. So basically this is a space for the litter box to sort of just sit in, and it has an arched entry point, so it can sort of just be tucked away nicely. Above the counter is this large arched mirror with a strip light that we've created, and right next to it are these two small, thin, slimmer arches which have smaller artifacts, and poor elevation basically just makes the bathroom look a lot bigger. The final room of the house is the master bedroom. So the master bedroom obviously also connects really well with all the fun details in the entire house, but it still has its own serenity through its color palette. So the colors that we've used majorly here are pinks, blues, beiges, whites. So that's really the palette that ties this room really well together. As you enter, you can see a different flooring patch that divides a certain zone of this entire room. So the main wall, the bed wall, it's basically like a clean white because we have a lot of other fun details going on in the rest of the room. So this wall stays minimal, but it still connects with this Scandinavian detail at the back with a small little arch here, these steps here, and then we have this little ball light. So we basically wanted to have this concept from the rest of the house also flowing in here. So we have a ball light here that sort of flows through the dressing corner as well, and the arches. So in this room, we've divided the space into two bits. As you enter, the entire first bit is divided through the flooring and also through these arches, this arched panel. So we have these three arches that have connecting wall light that supports it. So this zone is basically the entire walk-in closet. So we've created like a look and feel of a walk-in closet, so it adds a little extra character to the room. So again, if you see here, we have an L-shaped wardrobe with the same details sort of flowing through. We have an open L corner on this side. So one of these arches suspends a beautiful mirror here, which is actually like a dresser mirror thing that we've created with a sensor light. So this basically completes this dressing corner. So it creates like a nice walk-in wardrobe with a dresser unit and a dressing mirror that's suspended from the arch. Okay, so we're finally sitting with our lovely client here, and I would love for you all to hear it from her why she wanted her house to look like that. So tell us, Rosh, like, why did you want your house to look a certain way? Like, does it convey a part of your personality, or like what was your vision like, and has it turned out to be close or similar?
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. It's like this whole house is owed to my cats, Zoe and Kinney, and that's why we have the name Zoki. Mostly Zoe because I have a much like deeper emotional bond with her. She was my first cat. And she just found me at a time when life wasn't that great for me. I had a few like 5 to 6 rough years, and Zoe's now 8. So she's been with me through it all, and a lot of what you see is her energy in the sense that even during those rough days, those rough moments when I would come back home from work or anywhere else, it was like I found my home in Zoe. And the world would just seem perfect and okay for a little while. And that's what I kind of wanted to immortalize in this house and memorialize that feeling. And so you see a lot of Zoe's colors. You have the green of her eyes in the sofa, the pink of her nose, her lips, the wooden, the calico cat, she has a lot of browns and stuff. So we've got that in the furniture. It's turned out better than I could have imagined.
Is there a favorite corner that you had in this house, and where do you see yourself spending the most time?
And I've asked my mom this question a lot of times, like, what's your favorite corner? And we cannot pick one. Like, I love this entire house so much. Every room has its own personality. Like everything looks different, but somehow it looks so connected at the same time. But like, I think when it comes to picking favorites, I think this living room has turned out way better than my imagination. Like even the master bedroom, my mom's room, the study room is so strong in character, personality, but I could kind of like visualize them. But this one, it all came together so beautifully. I could have never visualized that, and you like made all those decisions. I was like barely a part of this, and so now it's my favorite. Everything from the suited panels there and to the mandir, the dining lights, the colors here. It's just I see myself spending a lot in here.
So in conclusion, I just want to ask you, like, do you have any highlights? And I'm sure you're looking forward to like moving in. So like, how do you feel about everything right now?
I can't wait to move it. First of all, that I can't wait to start living here. And this whole journey has been really amazing. I don't think there's ever been like a moment where, things were really bad. And even when things were a little here and there, I loved how you handled it. I loved how we handled it together. I think my favorite part of this whole experience is like something I'm proud of is like I chose you. That's like the highlight. Like I'm so proud of choosing you to do this with me. I can't imagine doing it with anybody else. And like everything from how we've communicated to how we've collaborated, how creative styles have sort of you've allowed for my creative expression as well as yours. And I think that was just it's not so easy to come by. And even when I wanted to reuse some of the things, you found a way to just make it look all so pretty. Even though we have a reused dining table, we painted it black. And how could I ever imagine that? It just makes me feel like I'm still connected to all the moments in the past. And I've just had a brilliant time with you, your team, and I just can't wait to come live here, get everybody here, and show that's a space that I'm absolutely proud of. Thanks you.
Thank you, Rosh.